Welcome to another unboxing video from theplayersaid.com. Today we are taking a look at the French Army expansion for The Great War from Richard Borg, which is put out by PSC Games. And we also have the little French tanks, which we'll get into here in a bit. Very exciting. But what we'll do, we'll just kind of crack this open. This is a huge box. It's not dissimilar in size from the base game. It tells you on the back here, you get all these different types of troops. Whole bunch of different new figurines, which are kind of like specialized units for the factions you already have, the Germans and the British, more terrain tiles and some other markers as well. So this is just more of the same stuff. You don't get new map boards because you don't need them. You just have the green and the brown ones from the original game. You just use more tiles, basically gives you more maps. Okay. So we're going to take a look here. We have some play-aid cards, and this is for the new special personnel that each faction gain from this, and the new terrain type summary. We'll get there in a second. What's very exciting is, so you have the normal units, bombers. Well, bombers were in the original one, but here we go. Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, I swear there were bombers in the real one. So there's elite units, engineers, portable flamethrowers, you know that's going to be fun in trench warfare, heavy weapon loaders for machine guns and mortars, light machine gunner, marksman, so your sniper, officer, spotter for a mortar, and a forward observer. And has all the rules for those. Nice little play aid. But back, the new terrains we have is a church, which I'm really hoping has a steeple, which will be good for your marksmen and your spotters. You have a bunker/fortress, a waterway that you can cross, and you have a fortified position. Not a bunker or fort, but a fortified position. Slightly different bonuses and effects there. So you get two identical plays. Each player is going to have one of those. Rules and scenarios for the French Army expansion. This is a good, 36 pages. And that's, oh good gracious. Of which there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 odd scenarios. So have fun with this. There is a ton of new stuff. Here's the kind of waterway that we saw with those tiles. This looks like a big fortified position surrounded by trenches. That's pretty cool. Yeah. A lot of the same stuff, which is nice. There's just, that doubles the amount of stuff in this game, which is exciting. So French Army stuff, introduction, we always like that. New components that you're going to get, setting up the game, object of the game, objectives and medals. These are basically the same rules as everything. French soldier units. I don't know if those have different, I don't know, these might be different from the base game. That'll be interesting to see how those shape up against the originals. Suggested to survive the plot. Okay. Tank scenarios. Reserve artillery, waterways, and more details about those different new terrain types. There's like explanations there on how to use tanks in some of these scenarios and what to do with those, which is nice. And here's the counter. These fortified positions are big, huge, little, very thick. So barbed wire, fortified counter. These are the waterways. On the back of those, looks like we've got some forests, more trenches, reserve. These are French artillery reserves, French medals, German medals, more forest, more waterways, some hills. This is the church. You can kind of see here, you've got the steeple at one end of it. Trenches. You can never have enough trenches in this game. And here's the fun stuff. Alright. So the rest of this box is pure empty air. So you just get a nice big box, which if you got the tank expansion, put all the tanks in here, take this out, you might be in a good spot there. So here's all the pieces. We'll kind of crack these open. So first we'll take a look. Let me just grab a bunch of these French units. And I cannot tell you how much these remind me of the little Airfix 172 scale figurines me and my brothers used to play with. And that's part of the reason I really like this game. So this is a really nice powder blue, a little French rifleman there, marching forward over the top in a very measured fashion, much to their own risks. This looks like one of those marksmen. You can see the special units have a square base on them. This looks like one of those observers. They got their little special hats on as well, which is neat. Very French looking. They do a good job on a model so small, making them look realistic, which I really enjoyed as well. Let's see if I can't find some of these other ones. Ooh. So we have a little machine gun, ammunition carrier there. Where's my flamethrowers? That's what we want to look at. So we have here, ooh, here's the heavy machine gunner. That's a really neat mini. And this guy is the light machine gunner, so he's got big machine gun. He's going to march forward with his squad. We have the bombers. There's basically a grenadier. This is an engineer or a sap. You can see he's got a little spade there, or his entrenching tool. I apologize. Where's the... Oh, we gotta find one. Is this him? No. I think this isn't... I want to say this isn't... Is this one of the officers? Urging his men forward. Come on. Where is he? Well, I can't seem to find one. Rats. Maybe we can find a German one. That's a light machine gunner. Well, either way. So, these are the German ones. German special units. Ah, there we go. Here's a German flamethrower. Ooh, that's going to be fascinating to play with. Probably hard to get into the trenches, but if you can, he's going to be there to deadly effect. So these are just more of those grey German special units. And if we compare the two, let's see if I kept that sap around. Obviously I didn't. Okay, so let's just compare these two. This is the French and German officer. They're in the same pose, but they are very different in their sculpts with their look and makeup. So they do differentiate. It's not just the colours of the plastic. And then we have the British versions of all of those new special units as well. And they are in that traditional kind of a brownish orange looking colour. So there's a ton of new pieces in here. There's a healthy number of new tiles. But what's nice about this game is you don't need a lot to make this game infinitely replayable. There's 18 new scenarios with just what you get in this box, which is very exciting. And the last thing we're going to take a look at are the French tanks. And these rules and scenarios had which scenarios can use tanks and how to kind of implement those. These are the two French tanks that you get. They come in this little box. Probably just ditch that and keep them in this little plastic piece inside this box. So these are a green plastic. And if you look here, you can immediately see these are two different tanks. They don't give you two of the same one in the French tanks expansion. Oh, and they're quite tight in here. Oof, okay. And these are a hard plastic. Let's see, these tracks move a little bit. And that's probably how they were constructed, but we might be gluing these together. But you can see these are multiple pieces, and there's screws in here that they've fitted and then screwed these all together. Let me get these in focus here so you can see that. There's little screws in here, machine screws, keeping like this is a solid few pieces that are put together, and it looks like they were kind of sprayed a green color, or it might be green plastic, I can't tell. And this is a different type of tank here as well, with the little guns on the side facing forward there. So you get two different tanks, that's nice. I don't have any of the other tank expansions, so I'm not sure if that's the case with the German and the English ones, or the British ones, if you get like two different tanks of each one. But you can see they are in scale with these little dudes. And it's just going to be very intimidating having these big tanks on the table next to these little guys walking up the sides of them. It's just fun to move these guys around on the board. Just some good fun. So that's the French Army expansion for the Great War from PSC Games, as well as the cool Tanks expansion as well. This is the Tanks are sold separately from this, so you have to invest in these. Again, entirely optional, but it's just a very different kind of a flavor and fun to this game. So appreciate you guys tuning in. Great look at artwork as always. And this has been the French Army expansion for the Great War. So appreciate you guys tuning in. You have a good night.